Energized show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Energized. Ross, introduce the guests, man.
Today we have two of the finest fighters Faoi Academy Ireland have to offer. We have Mr. Gerard Burns and Freddie himself, Glenn McVeigh. Lads, how are we doing?
All good.
Amazing.
Lads, welcome to the show. For people tuning in now, FAI's Glenn and Gerard are fighting on the 7th of May on FCR 12 live in Sweden and also live in UC Fight Pass, Ross.
Absolutely. Lads, how much are you looking forward to the show? How delighted are you that you're fighting on the same card? Gerard, we'll start with yourself.
Yeah, brilliant. Looking forward to it. It's a big platform, you know, UFC Fight Pass, of course. Really looking forward to putting on a show, you know. It's a decent sized cage as well. It's a bigger cage than usual, and I'm really looking forward to it. And it's much better having my teammate fighting as well on the same card now, you know.
Yeah, we'll make the trip out for Liam and Patrick a bit better as well, to having the two lads over there, you know. Glenn, what about yourself? How much are you looking forward to it?
Honestly, and it's going to sound silly, but I just can't wait to punch fuck out of someone. It's been so long. I just can't wait to put Knuckles to chin. You know what I mean? I just want to put this guy out. I don't want any wrestling or anything. I'm just going to try and blow his face off from the first minute. Like, I'm trying to blow his face off. So I couldn't give a fuck about the cage, the show, or anything. FCR, I'm appreciative they're putting a show on, and they do run it. Like, fuck me, it's run so well and all.
Yeah.
But I just want to blow his face off. Like, so that's what's going to happen.
Glenn, do you go out of your way to get matchups where your opponent's names are next to impossible to pronounce?
Well, listen, Machete. Let's just call him Machete. I don't even know his name, to be honest. Swambari or some shit. Saki Bomb. I couldn't give a fuck who it is, to be honest. I want to fight everyone. So all the Russians, all the Magomedovs, that's who I want.
Gerard, your fight was obviously announced first for FCR. Can you tell us how this came about as well? Because for people tuning in now, they're probably not too aware of the promotion. Obviously, it's on UFC Fight Pass. It's a big deal. But like, how did it come about for yourself, Gerard?
Yeah, I was actually just after a fight on cage conflict, and I had like a week off, and my coaches just contacted me and said, "There's a fight here if you want to take it." And I looked into it, and I couldn't turn this fight down. Like, you know, I couldn't turn it down. It's a fight over in Sweden. It's a new UFC Fight Pass. So what else do you want, you know? And I have looked the guy up. He's a decent guy as well. So I can't wait to get him, put on a show and take him out and show people what I'm all about, you know?
Yeah, this is obviously a big opportunity for yourself, Gerard. Like, you're going against Zoran Milic. He's obviously a hometown favorite. Well, the hometown fighter. Like how's that feel going into the Lions Den?
Favorite.
No, yeah, I took that back. How does it feel going into the Lions Den in Sweden and like really causing a massive?
You know, I actually like it more. I actually thrive off that more. You know, I've done it before. Went over to England and wiped their guy out in their hometown. I was in Birmingham or something. I was fighting at, and it was the same thing. The whole arena was for that guy, and I went in and wiped him out. I'm going to do the same here in Sweden.
And then, Glenn, I feel like you're someone also who feeds off the crowd. I'm sure you're dying to just have a bit of noise before you get in there.
100%. I'm not dying to see Kamzat. That's the only person I don't want to see is Kamzat. Like, if Kamzat's there, you won't hear a peep out of me, but everyone else is getting it. Like, so this guy's from All Stars too, so it would be good. Obviously I have a history with that gym, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to go into enemy territory, and even the guy Burns, he's fighting's fucking from the same gym, you know what I mean? So it's FAI versus All Stars, you know what I mean? And we're just gonna dominate.
Will either of you be sitting on top of the cage like Hamzat did in his last fight?
Do you want to, Gerard?
Well, I'll be on top of the cage waving my home flag, that's for sure, when I knock this guy out.
That's the answer, Ross.
That's what we like to see. Gerard, now we have you sitting there with your team and on with you. What makes Glenn McVeigh so good?
Glenn's just a fucking maniac, to be quite honest. He has balls of steel and he'd fight anyone, you know. He's so awkward, and he's a guy most people don't want to fight, you know, and he's a confident guy, and yeah.
And then again, what makes Gerard Burns so good?
Gerard is by far he said I'm a mad bastard, but he's by far the craziest motherfucker that I've ever met in my whole life. Like the wars we've had in the gym, like we go straight
crazy.
15 minutes straight just trying to kill each other, like, and
Wars.
you know, it's something that you don't get when you're in there. Like these guys be wilting and starting to quit when we're just getting going. Like we're like fucking after Smiley's I think it was his last fight, he said to me, he was like, that was the doghouse rounds that did it. Like it was maybe it was the one before that against Matthew Friel, but he was like, it was the doghouse rounds that did it. And it really is. Like I know when I'm in there and I feel these guys, like my last fight, the guys just started quitting like when I was on top. And it's like, Smiley, try sparring him for 15 minutes. There's no quit, you know what I mean? There's no give, there's no anything. It's like if you have to take it off him, but he's coming for it back straight away. Like he wants to fucking eat you whenever he's in there. So you don't get that with these other guys.
It's not easy when you have Glenn swinging elbows at you.
Tell us this, Gerard. Do you think it's those doghouse rounds, the heavy spars in FAI that makes the gym it is today? You have like some of the top talent in the country: Paul Hughes, Joe McColgan, Ryan Curtis and Scott Harvey are coming up and training a bit there now. Like, is that what makes it one of the best gyms in the country?
I wouldn't say that is the only thing. No, definitely not. I say the level of coaching is one for sure, and the level of talent also following behind the level of coaching is just insane, you know. And we've got so many guys around each weight division, so many top class guys also. So I'd say that would be a big part of where we're at the minute, you know. But the doghouse rounds are important. I think for me personally, they build that toughness, you know. You're going and you're having serious rounds against fresh guys every round, and coming into any fight after a load of doghouse rounds in you're prepared, you know.
And tell us this: who's the biggest nightmare in that gym for you, Gerard? Who comes in after you're at round 3 and you're like, oh no?
Say it, Gerard.
Probably Big G here, to be quite honest. He was in throwing bombs, kind of knocked me out.
That's it.
But, yeah, that's all about building the mental toughness as well, you know. So
it is.
And Glenn,
That's,
you
epitomise
so many fighters. I wouldn't just pinpoint one.
No, that's fair enough. And I was going to say, Glenn, you epitomise that. Like, we all saw you took Mohammed Makayev on a few days' notice when people are given 6 months and they won't say yes to that fella, even in the UFC.
Even me.
Then, you know, even when you came off your second loss, you jumped in a week later and went and won in emphatic style. So, like, we know you're as game as anything.
Yeah, that was epic.
Do you feel like Glenn McVeigh was born in the doghouse?
Mo posted before he got matched there saying that he didn't have an opponent for UFC, and I commented on it saying, I will fight you in the UFC. Like, literally, if I could have got that one fight and went to the UFC and fought him, like, that would have been something I'd have did. Like, right now, like, I know it sounds crazy, but right now I would have did it. And yeah, I don't know, like, it's definitely a mixture of growing up just being a crazy motherfucker, and then also going to a gym where everyone's just hard as fuck. So you don't, like, it builds character as well. So, like, if you're already tough and hard and you want to scrap, and then you're in a gym with all tough, hard people who want to scrap, you just, like, you almost grow calluses in your mind, the way Paul Hughes put it. You grow calluses in your mind, and you just can go for anything. Like, so that's the way I feel about it. Like,
shout out Paul Hughes. Lads, like, you can't talk about top gyms in Ireland without the FAI. What is it about the coaching that you're alluding to earlier? I think it was Gerard, like with Patrick and Liam. Like, what is it about these two guys that are really pushing the gym onto a next level and making the whole country and Europe take notice?
So you give in what you get back, you know, and the coaches really do put it in, you know. They do their homework, they study, they really put it in. They have a connection with every fighter, you know. It's that's a big part of it.
Glenn, what about yourself? Like, what is
We
it about the lads?
we're laughing without each other. Like literally, like
Yeah, yeah,
the
certainly.
effort. I wouldn't want Pat's life. I wouldn't want Shando's life. Like they live for us. You know what I mean? Like every night they're giving up social lives. They're giving up family life. They're giving up this, and we're just coming up. You know what I mean? If we want to take a day off, we take a day off. But they can't take a day off. They have to be up coaching. They have to give 100% of their effort. And for someone like our coaches are insane, and even the talent that we have in the gym, who's sharing. Like I'm learning off everyone. I learned a little step in left hook off Owen McDonald a few weeks ago in sparring, and like Matt Elliott, the knowledge he has in judo and wrestling, and now he loves blowing people's faces off. But if you stop him for a second and you just ask about some like, you know, intricacy in a judo trip or a judo throw or like a double leg, then
Yeah.
it's so much internal that it's like other people come to train with us and they see it, but we don't need anyone else. Like we are like a unit, and we just go in there. That's why we're so confident. I feel like when I'm going into the cage, it's the equivalent of about 50 people going into the cage, whereas these other people are coming in and yeah, they might be close to their coaches, but not like we're close to our teammates and coaches. It's different. Like it really is different.
Yeah, 100%.
Basmo, your vibe attracts your tribe, and that tribe up in FAI looks scary.
Yeah, I thought that we had Liam and Patrick were hanging off us the cage legs. Shout out to the lads as well. That's why make sure you have to tune in to watch Glenn and Gerard compete on FCR 12 live in UC Fight Pass on the 7th of May. It's also the same day as UC 274. So to wet your whistle, you can tune in and watch the lads fight, and then you can crack on with UFC. Ross, you should take it away, bud.
Yeah, before we do go, guys, let's get a quick prediction from yourself. Gerard, how did you get the job done on the night?
I think I'm going to knock him out or else choke him. One or the other. I don't really care as long as I put him out of there.
I'm Freddie.
In the first round, I'm gonna blow his face off his shoulders, okay? And then I'm gonna say, Marshall Rogan, where the fuck's my crypto, motherfucker?
I love it. Guys, thanks a million for everyone who has watched. This show will be live on UFC Fight Pass as well as on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure to like, share, subscribe. And as always,
stay energized.
Energized show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you've done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.